We've all seen the news footage. Folks stranded on snowed-in highways, grocery store shelves picked clean, houses dark without power. Winter storms can be a real humdinger, disrupting our routines and even putting us at risk. But here's the thing. A lot of that chaos can be mitigated with a little forethought and a well-stocked pantry. Just like a good cast iron skillet, a little preparation goes a long way in weathering any storm. Remember that blizzard a few years back that crippled Atlanta? Thousands were stuck in their cars overnight, caught completely off guard. Now, I'm not saying a can of beans and a bottle of water would have made it a picnic, but having some basic supplies on hand can make the difference between a major inconvenience and a full-blown disaster. Think of it like this. We're not talking about building a bunker here, folks. We're talking about a little insurance policy for your peace of mind. So let's roll up our sleeves, grab our shopping list, and dive into the essential groceries you need to weather those winter storms like a pro. First up, let's talk about the workhorse of any well-stocked pantry: canned goods. Now, I know what you're thinking. Canned food? Alton, you're a culinary genius. Surely you can do better. But hold your horses, folks. In a pinch, a can of soup or beans can be a lifesaver. Plus, they're shelf-stable, meaning they'll last longer than your brother-in-law at an all-you-can-eat buffet. When it comes to canned goods, variety is key. Stock up on hearty soups like minestrone or lentil for a comforting meal. Canned vegetables like corn, peas, and green beans add some much-needed nutrients to your diet. And don't forget about beans, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas. They're packed with protein and fiber and can be used in a variety of dishes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alton, canned food can be bland. And you're right, but that's where a little culinary creativity comes in. Add some spices, herbs, or even a splash of hot sauce to your canned goods to liven things up. Think of it like this. Canned goods are like blank canvases. They're just waiting for you to add your own personal touch. You can use them to make chili, stew, soup, or even salads. The possibilities are endless. And the best part is, canned goods require minimal cooking. You can heat them up on the stovetop, in the microwave, or even eat them cold if you're in a real bind. So next time you're at the grocery store, don't overlook the humble canned good. It might just be your best friend during a winter storm. Remember, folks, we're not just surviving here, we're thriving. A well-stocked pantry is your key to culinary comfort, even when the weather outside is frightful. All right, folks, let's talk about the most important ingredient in your winter storm survival kit: water. No, not that fancy imported stuff you use for your morning espresso. I'm talking good old-fashioned H2O. You know, the stuff that keeps you alive? During a power outage, your access to clean drinking water could be compromised. That's why it's crucial to have a stockpile of bottled water on hand. And don't be stingy now. We're talking at least 1 gallon per person per day. Remember, you'll need it for drinking, cooking, and even basic hygiene. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alton, bottled water? Can't I just fill up the bathtub? Well, yes, you can. But let me ask you this. Would you rather be sipping on refreshing bottled water or trying to filter out soap scum and rubber ducky residue? I thought so. Bottled water is convenient, portable, and readily available. Plus, it doesn't take up much space in your pantry. So next time you're at the grocery store, grab an extra case or two of water. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And here's a little pro tip. Consider investing in a reusable water bottle with a built-in filter. That way, you can be extra prepared, even if your bottled water supply runs low. Remember, water is essential for life. Don't wait until it's too late to stock up. Okay, we've covered the essentials, sustenance and hydration, but let's be honest, when the power's out and the wind's howling, you're gonna need a little something to boost your morale. That's where our next category comes in: non-perishable snacks. Now, I'm not talking about chips and candy here, folks. We're talking about snacks that will provide sustained energy and keep those hanger pangs at bay. Think granola bars, trail mix, dried fruit, and nuts. These are all shelf-stable, nutrient-dense options that won't leave you feeling sluggish. Granola bars are a great source of carbohydrates for quick energy, while nuts and seeds provide healthy fats and protein to keep you feeling full. Dried fruit is a natural source of sugar, which can be a welcome treat when you're feeling low. And here's a little trick I learned from my backpacking days. Make your own trail mix. Combine your favorite nuts, seeds, dried fruit, and even a few chocolate chips for a customized snack that will satisfy your cravings. Just remember to store your snacks in airtight containers to keep them fresh. And be mindful of portion sizes. It's easy to overindulge when you're bored or stressed. Chapter 4, Bread and Crackers, the Foundation of Simplicity. Let's talk about the building blocks of simple meals, bread and crackers. They're like the culinary equivalent of duct tape, versatile, reliable, and surprisingly useful in a pinch. Now, I'm not talking about those fluffy artisanal loaves that require a PhD in baking to produce. We're talking about the sturdy, long-lasting varieties. Bagels, tortillas, crackers, and yes, even that loaf of Wonder Bread lurking in the back of your pantry. These carbohydrate champions are excellent for sandwiches, snacks, or even as a side to your canned soup or chili. Plus, they can be eaten cold, toasted over a fire, or even used to sop up the last delicious drop of your meal. Pair your bread and crackers with peanut butter, canned tuna, or even just a sprinkle of salt and pepper for a satisfying and surprisingly tasty meal. And don't forget about the power of a simple PB&J. It's a classic for a reason. Remember, folks, simplicity is key in a storm. Stock up on these pantry staples and you'll be well equipped to create quick, easy, and satisfying meals, no matter what Mother Nature throws your way. Chapter 5, Shelf-Stable Milk, Beyond the Fridge. All right, folks, let's talk about a beverage that often gets overlooked in storm preparations, milk. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alton, milk needs to be refrigerated, and you're right, traditional cow's milk does. But fear not, my friends, for there are alternatives. Enter the unsung heroes of the dairy aisle, powdered milk and UHT milk. These shelf-stable wonders can be stored at room temperature for months, making them ideal for emergency situations. Powdered milk, as you might have guessed, is simply dehydrated milk. Just add water, give it a good shake, and voila, you've got yourself a glass of milk. It might not have the exact same taste or texture as fresh milk, but it's a great source of calcium and vitamin D. UHT milk, or ultra-high temperature milk, undergoes a special heating process that kills bacteria and extends its shelf life. It comes in shelf-stable cartons and tastes remarkably close to fresh milk. So whether you're adding it to your morning coffee, pouring it over cereal, or using it in recipes, shelf-stable milk is a valuable addition to your winter storm pantry. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, frozen foods. While they can be a lifesaver during a power outage, they require a bit more planning and a touch of hope. Here's the deal. If you've got a generator, then by all means, stock up on your favorite frozen fruits, veggies, and even some pre-made meals. Just be sure to cook them thoroughly once the power comes back on. However, if you're relying solely on your pantry, it's best to focus on items that can be stored at room temperature. Remember, once frozen food thaws, it can become a breeding ground for bacteria, and nobody wants food poisoning on top of a winter storm. Think of it like this. Frozen foods are a luxury in a winter storm, not a necessity. So, while a freezer full of pizzas and ice cream might sound appealing, prioritize those shelf-stable staples first and foremost. For those of you with little ones at home, I know what you're thinking. Alton, you've covered everything from canned goods to powdered milk. But what about baby food? Don't worry, folks. I wouldn't forget about the littlest preppers in our midst. If you have infants or toddlers, it's crucial to have an ample supply of formula, baby food, and diapers on hand. Trust me, a hungry baby and a dwindling diaper supply are not a combination you want to be dealing with during a power outage. Stock up on your preferred brand of formula, both ready to feed and powdered, as well as a variety of baby food purees and snacks. And don't forget those diapers. Lots and lots of diapers. Remember, babies and toddlers have different nutritional needs than adults, so it's important to be prepared with their specific supplies. A little planning goes a long way in ensuring their comfort and well-being during a winter storm. Now, we can't forget about our furry companions, can we? Our pets rely on us for their well-being, and that doesn't change just because the weather takes a turn for the worse. Just like you, your pets need food, water, and a safe place to weather the storm. Ensure you have enough pet food to last at least a week, and consider having extra water on hand for them as well. If your pet takes any medications, make sure you have an adequate supply, and don't forget about their comfort. A cozy bed or blanket can go a long way in keeping them calm and comfortable during a stressful situation. Remember, our pets are part of the family, and their well-being is just as important as our own. By including them in our winter storm preparations, we can ensure that everyone in the household, furry or otherwise, stays safe and comfortable. So there you have it, folks. 8 essential grocery items to help you weather those winter storms like a pro. Remember, a little preparation goes a long way in ensuring your comfort, safety, and peace of mind. Don't wait until the last minute to stock up. Start gathering your supplies now, before the snow starts to fall and the grocery store aisles are picked clean. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And remember, we're all in this together. By being prepared, we can help ourselves, our families, and our communities weather any storm that comes our way. Stay safe, stay warm, and happy prepping.